Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share with y'all my minimal no makeup routine. So this is how I would normally wear my makeup during the week when I'm going to work, and even on the weekends if I'm just doing some light running and I don't feel like putting on a full face of makeup. I would say on average I wear my makeup like this maybe like 5 days a week because I'm usually not wearing a full face of makeup. So I have a fan going on right here because it is so hot today. I do apologize if you can hear the noise, but there's no way that I can film this video without my fan being right on me right now. So if you're new here and you are not already subscribed to my channel, I really hope that you'll consider subscribing. It really would help me out a lot. Also, make sure you click on my notification bell so that you'll never miss my videos. And if you're a returning visitor and you're already supporting my channel, I really do appreciate your support. Thank you so much for coming back. So let's jump right into the tutorial. I'm starting with my brows first today, so I'm going to be using the e.l.f. brow pencil, and this is in the color Deep Brown. I actually prefer micro pencils. So the other pencil that I'm showing you is from ColourPop, and you guys see how small the ColourPop one is. The e.l.f. one is definitely a lot thicker, and I think it's easier to do your brows with a micro pencil. However, I use the e.l.f. one on most days only because the product doesn't run out as fast. Every micro pencil that I've ever tried, I feel like I get like a couple uses out of it, and before I know it, it's time to buy a new one. So I like to just reserve the micro pencils for days where I'm doing like a more glammed up look, and I'll just use the e.l.f. pencil on a daily basis. So I'm going to show you guys how I would do one brow on camera, and I may even speed through this and then I'll just skip through the other one. So right now I'm just brushing through my brows, and then I'm just going to pencil them in wherever they're sparse. And if you want your brows to be like super precise, you may not be able to do that with this particular pencil. So just keep that in mind. But this is the first brow pencil that I've ever tried, and I ended up using it every day simply because, like I said, the product seems to like never run out. So on days like today, I really don't need my brows to look like super precise anyway. Alright, I'm going to do the other brow really quickly and then I'll be right back. Alright, next I'm moving on to some under eye concealer, and I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, and this one is in the color Maple. This is only my second time using this product, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to end up being my everyday under eye concealer, because the first time I used it I was just blown away at how much I liked it. So all I'm doing is taking some of this product and dabbing it on my under eye area, and then I'm gonna take, oh, I put it right here in front of my face. And then I'm going to take my ColourPop brush. You guys see me use this brush all the time. This is the F5 brush. I'm going to use that and then just lightly dab the concealer and blend it out that way. I definitely prefer blending out my concealer with a brush because I feel like it doesn't shear the concealer out as much as a sponge would. So I'm trying to keep my concealer concentrated on my under eye area, and then I'm going to very lightly hit my eyelids and like the corner of my eye as well. And then I'll just go in and kind of like blend right here, just so that there's not like a harsh line where you could see like where the concealer is stopping. I want it to be like a seamless blend into my skin. Alright, I'm going to put just a little bit more concealer right here where the like little crevices of my eye bags are. and I'm just gonna blend that out. And just like I did the first time around, I'm trying to like dab the brush to blend the concealer out instead of like buffing it. Okay, I'm going to conceal and correct around my mouth a little bit. So on my upper lip area, I like using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I do think I may try to see if I can find one of the Too Faced concealers that matches this color and see how I like that. This one is in the color Dark Golden, and even though it has more of a golden undertone, I just feel like it looks better like on my upper lip area. So I'm just going to blend that out. And this is another concealer. The coverage of this concealer is definitely not as full coverage as the Too Faced one, but this really is like a weightless complete coverage concealer. It has like a very light weightless feel to it, but it really does cover a lot. I've tried using like lighter concealers around my mouth, like something that would be a bit more close to my skin tone. I do feel like the concealer, this one is just a tad darker than my skin tone, but for whatever reason I just like the way that this looks around my mouth better. Alright, next I'm using the, this is the, you cannot see the writing on here at all, but this is the Smashbox, I think it's called Color Correcting Stick. Yes, this is the Smashbox Color Correcting Stick, and this is in the color Dark or Look Less Tired, so that's what the color looks like. All of the writing has come off of the pencil. So I like using this one right in the corners of my mouth. And then as you can see, I have a lot of scarring on both sides of my face. So I'll do like some random color correcting on my cheeks. But for everyday wear, I don't really worry about covering up like every little tiny imperfection that I have. I've actually come a very long way from being uncomfortable in my skin, and I feel like I used to have what I would consider a very unhealthy relationship with makeup. So now that I'm to the point where I do feel comfortable going outside without foundation on, even though I'm still trying to clear my skin, it's actually very relieving when you get to the point where you don't feel like you have to spend like 30-45 minutes every day putting on makeup to cover up your scars. So yeah, it may sound kind of cliche, but I actually don't cover up all of my scars. Number one, for a timing issue, like if I'm going to work or something, I just don't have time to do that. But also because it helps me reiterate to myself that I'm okay with going out without makeup on. So I try to make my face look, you know, a bit put together every day, but I no longer feel the need to try to look flawless every time I walk out the door. So you can see that you guys can still see some of the scarring on my face, but it's a bit more even toned from the color correction. And that's pretty much all I do for my cheeks. I don't worry about like covering up every little imperfection. I'm gonna set my face now, and I'm gonna set my under eye area with my MAC PatrickStarr powder. I'm going to use the same brush that I was just using. I'm just turning it around to the side that hardly has any concealer on it. And I'm just going to dab that on my under eye area. And then I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. And this is the color Light. So I'm just pouring some into the lid, and then I'm going to set the rest of my face using a sponge. And I concentrate this powder on my nose and forehead because I get the most oily in those areas. And then I'm also going to put a little bit of this powder on my cheeks, since I did put a good amount of the color corrector on my cheeks. And because I'm not wearing foundation, this powder, even though it is translucent, it does help to give your skin kind of like a slightly blurred effect. I'm going to stick with the same powder, but I'm going to use a small eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to set my eyebrows with this same powder. I recently talked about, in a recent video, about setting my brows with a powder instead of a like a gel. I like doing this because this powder is not locking your hairs in place, but because I get very oily right there under my brows, I feel like when my brow hairs get oily, that oil may weigh it down and cause my brows to fall down. So I feel like using this powder helps to prevent them from falling, so that's why I do this. Alright, I am going to use some blush and highlighter. I do put on blush and highlight every single day. I'm using the Anastasia blush kit in Radiant, and I'm going to use the color, what is this called? I'm using the color Terrace, this color here. This is like my everyday blush these days. And I feel like even when you're not wearing a full face of makeup, blush just kind of like wakes up your whole face. And then I'm going to be using highlighter. Now, I will admit I wear highlighter every day just because I really like highlighter. I don't think it's completely necessary for like a no makeup look, but I just love it. So I forgot to show y'all what I'm wearing, what I'm using. This is the Pure Sculptor palette. And I'm using this color here. This is called Trailblazer. Just a very little bit. It doesn't have to be anything blinding for today. I'm just going to brush a little bit on top of my brows and underneath my brows as well. Alright, I'm going to set everything in place with my NYX Matte Finish Spray. That went all over the place because I have a fan right here and I didn't think about that when I sprayed it. So, but I got enough on my face. I really don't have a go-to mascara for like everyday wear. I actually switch my mascaras out quite often. So I'm just going to use what I've been using lately. This is the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. If I'm doing a more like a full face look, lately I have been layering mascaras, but just for like a minimal look, if I'm just going to work or something like that, I usually would just wear one. And this mascara is very inexpensive. I believe you can only get this from Ulta, and it's somewhere in the range of, I want to say between like $3 and $5. But this mascara is very inexpensive, but it's very good at lengthening your lashes. It's not like, it's not very voluminous, but it does add a little bit of volume. So I'm gonna finish my mascara off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I also do not have a go-to lipstick for everyday wear, so again, I'm just going to reach for what I've been wearing lately. This is one of the Too Faced Natural Nude lipsticks, and this one is in the color Girl Code. Even though I do switch out my lipsticks sometimes, I always wear something in this color family, and some days I don't wear lipstick at all. I'll just put on some chapstick and go, but for today I'm going to be wearing lipstick. This lipstick is really soft and buttery, and it feels like not necessarily chapstick, but it just feels like really soft and comfortable on the lips. And it's just a nice subtle nude color on me. Okay, you guys, so this is my finished look. This is my minimal, no makeup routine. I put my glasses on. I wanted y'all to see what this look looks like with my glasses on, because on days like today, I am usually wearing my glasses. So just in case there's some other glasses wearers out there, just so you'll know, you can still see the brightness and the lack of dark circles under my eyes with my glasses on. So I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by giving me a thumbs up and by leaving me a comment, and I hope that you'll come back for my next upload. But in the meantime, here's some other videos from my channel that you can check out, so please watch them, please enjoy. Please don't forget to subscribe before you leave today, and I hope to see y'all back for the next one. Until then, take care. Bye, y'all.